Welcome back. This is part 3 of the Twitch series. In this one, we're going to make a basic command that's going to turn on and off a light. The command for that is going to be !light space on and !light space off. So a bit like this one here, lights on and lights off, but just a single, so light on and light off. So to start with, I'm going to make a light here. So here's the light tip, and I can spawn one in the world, and there's our light. And then we're going to inspect the light. Jump to the top in the inspector. And we're going to grab the light here, light component, and put that in the world over probably here, because we'll need some room. And so now when the light is enabled, it's bright and it's white here, and when it's off, it's black here and the light's disabled. So now we need to take the outcoming Twitch message here and check if it matches our string. So we're going to do that with a bit of string manipulation logics. You could do string manipulation logics for days, so be careful, think it out, always check what's going on, and really think about what you're doing, and try an isolation as well. We're actually going to demonstrate that right now by I'm actually going to not hook this up to Twitch for the moment. I'm going to leave this to the left, and we're going to write this entire setup as though Twitch wasn't even involved and it was just strings turning the light on and off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with input, and then we're going to start with string, and then I'm going to do here, and I'm going to type in the command, so light, and then we're going to do on. So now instead of typing a chat message every single time I want to test this, I just need to refer to the light on variable and start string manipulation on this to check it, because this is what we know will come in when the command is issued. So what you can do here is we can use a couple of string nodes. I haven't gone over them before, and I will go over them in a separate video, but here's the ramping up. As I said, this is a slightly more complicated topic. So if you go to the string folder, there's a bunch of nodes here. Try them all out. Some are straightforward, some aren't. We're going to start with the starts with command. Sorry, the starts with node here. So here what we want to do is check if the incoming string, and remember this is just our debug string, we'll replace that with an actual Twitch message later, but we're just testing. So if the incoming command, which is currently statically set to light on, starts with !light. And so now we can see, yes, it does start with light. If someone were to type potato in, then it would not start with light, and so this would not be false. Would now be false, sorry. So let's change this back to light on. And you'll see this is true. So we want something to happen if the command starts with light on. Then what we can do is we then basically need to look for a space and then everything after the space. So to do that, we're going to do a where is it? We're going to do a index of string. And this index of string node will get the index of in a string of a certain search pattern. The index means the numeric value of where it occurs in the string. So this is index 0, because it's 0 base. So ! is 0, 1 is L, 2 is I, 3 is G, and so on. So when we search for an index of space, we get where the first space is. So in the top here, we put the target string, and then we're searching for space. And then we'll get an int out. So you can see 6. And so if we count this through, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so now we know where the space is, and we know anything after the space is what we should do to the light, be it on or off. And so we can use a substring node here, which will split a string based on 2 indexes. And again, we're going to put in the dummy static type string here, so string. And then we're going to say start index is this value here. So it starts at 6 where the space is. And here we'll get on. Now the problem here is that because we're starting on 6, we might also get the space. You can't see that easily on the display node, so we can inspect the display node to just double check. I do this all the time, so don't worry about it. You'll see here display, visual, canvas, image, there it is, there's the text. On. And now we've got a keyboard we can tab across, and we'll see that the space is there. So we've got space and then on. So what we need to do here is edit our use of substring a little bit, and we need to add 1 to this number so that we're saying start the substring 1 after the space. So we go to nodes, we go to operators, and we go to plus. We plug in 6, we do 6, we plus 1. And then we put that into start instead, and now we've got on without the space. So now we basically need to check if this string that comes out of here is on or off. So to do that, we can do a couple of equal nodes. So here we can say, actually, let's just do 1 because this is simple. We're only going to do light on or off. You need to do more if you're doing colors here. You'll see over there it does colors, but we're not going to do colors. We're just going to do on or off. So here we can go if this substring equals on, then we know that we want to turn the light on, which will be true. And if it equals off, then this will be false, which is also what we want to do to the light. So we can do a shortcut here. And so now all that needs to happen is we need to write this value, which will be true if it says light on, and false if it says light off, and write this value to the enabled property of the string. We can do that with a write node, so actions write. And then we target enabled. The only problem here is because we're using a static setup, we don't have an impulse for the write that we can use. But luckily we can just pretend that we do by putting out a debug one and bringing this over to here. And you'll see now that this is beginning to match the output of these first 2 lines here. It's an impulse and then a string. So an impulse and then a string. So if I change this to lights off, you'll see that the light turns off. If I change it to light on, and I pulse it, the light will turn on. If I change this to potato on, let's do off because it's already on. Interesting, it turned off. Ah, that's why. Good that we're learning. We didn't count this. We need to do this as well. What we need to do here is we need to detect, first of all, is it targeting the light? So we go to flow if, and we say, if the string starts with light. So if the string starts with light, then we need to do the write. So we take this pulse and we wire it to the if. And then we wire the true output of if to write. So now when I do this, if we pull this node here, this means the command didn't match. So if we see a pulse here, it means the command didn't match. So here, pulse. The command didn't match anything because this fired. So if we turn this back to light on, see the light turns on, and we don't get a pulse here because the string started with exclamation mark light, and then this did a substring and found that it contained on here, and so it wrote on to enabled. So that we've got overlapping logics here. I forgot to hook this up earlier. Let's move this across so it's a little bit easier to see. So if this goes here, that goes there, goes here, that goes there, and then this one can go up there, up here. There you go. That should look a little bit better. Bring this forward a bit, and it's not in the way there. There we go. So if it says light on, does it start with light? Yes. So this goes through, and then it writes this value to the light, and that value is the value after the space in the command light on. So now that we know it works, let's actually hook it up to Twitch. I only hook it up to Twitch when it works, and the reason behind that is I get tired of tabbing back to Twitch and spamming my chat with commands. So I always test it in isolation like this. We know that this works, so now all we need to do is change that impulse there to be this one, which goes up here. And then we need to change this string here to go there, and here, and here. And now we can delete our test string, and we can delete our test impulse. So now if I do the command in Twitch here, I'm going to bring this up so you can see, and I'm going to bring the light over so you can see. So the light's currently on, so if I do light off, you'll see it here. So let me tab over to Twitch. I'll move my recording UI out of the way, or else I risk hitting it. L-I-G-H-T off. You'll see the light turned off when I typed light off. I'm now going to type light on again. And you'll see it turns on. And then I'm going to type potato off. And you'll see that the light doesn't turn off because we've checked if it's got light there. I hope that made sense. That's how you do simple commands. In part 4, I'm going to talk about how to modularize this so that you don't have lots of logics around and so that things become a little bit more portable. That's what's set up in this Twitch house world. Things are more portable and you can take them with you between worlds and they won't break. We do need to talk about some more advanced logics concepts there before we go on to that. So again, we're going to start in the next video with a setup that doesn't talk to Twitch until the very end, just so that we understand all the fundamentals, we can test it, and then we connect it to Twitch. I'll see you next time on part 4. Or is it part 3? I don't remember at this point. We've been talking about lights for 20 minutes or 13 minutes, so part 2 or 3. I'll see you there next time. Bye-bye.